All right, I want to thank everyone for being on this training. I'm going to quickly show you how to achieve the silver leadership level in Advocare. And hopefully all of you know the 5 ways we get paid. And we're not going to be going over all of these, but what we are going to cover is overrides and leadership bonuses. And of course, those are only available to advisors. So if you're not an advisor yet, I definitely recommend that you get there, not only because you open up all 5 ways of getting paid, but you maximize your savings on your personal products that you purchase. You can get 40% off of those, but you can also earn 40% anytime somebody buys as a retail customer for you. But then, like I said, you also open all 5 ways that we get paid, and that's where the true wealth is built. So let's look at the income disclosure. We're talking about silver today. We're not going to go over gold, ruby, emerald, all the way up to, triple diamond. But what is awesome about silver is an extra $1,000 per month. And truly, with 3 to 5 hours of consistent effort, okay, that's not thinking about Advocare, that's not just watching a training video, that's actually getting out there and talking to people. 3 to 5 hours a week, you can quickly achieve the silver leadership levels. You just have to be intentional. One of the biggest keys that we tell our distributors is an Advocare business that is worth anything is built by somebody who is intentional with how they share Advocare and intentional in how they help people achieve better health with the products, and intentional about helping people earn extra income with the opportunity. That's really all it comes down to. It's not rocket science. If Tanya and I can do this, and so many others can achieve high levels of success in Advocare, you absolutely can too. And don't worry about, if you're fresh at this and you just got to the advisor level, you're working your way to silver, or maybe you've even, you're in qualification for silver leadership. I can tell you this, we didn't know everything when we were at silver. We don't expect you to. We're still learning, and we're at the 6-star ruby in qualification for emerald right now, and we are still constantly learning. So please do not use that as a crutch to slow down your efforts. No matter what or what you believe in yourself, massive action solves all problems. Okay, getting out there, talking to people, sampling product, that action is going to get you paid, and it can get you paid very well no matter what you think you know. Okay, so why do you want to get to silver? The reality is, if you can get to silver, you can get to all the other pin levels. Okay, because what you do to get to triple diamond is the same stuff you're doing to get you to silver. You're just doing it with a lot more people. Okay, so silver is the gateway to all other pin levels. But it also starts that duplication process to where if you can get to silver, you start teaching your teammates how to get in that mindset of who do I talk to, how do I get other people on board, and how can I get to silver. Okay, so it takes you from that mindset of just sharing product, because we all do that at the beginning. At the beginning, the mindset is get product out into the marketplace. When you start hitting these leadership levels, the mindset goes beyond just selling product to how can I help others achieve this level. So you get an actual leadership mindset. And that's why these are called leadership levels, because to get these, you have to help others. Okay, you become the leader in your team. Okay, the other thing that you also are going to get when you achieve a leadership level is you start getting recognition from the corporate staff. And this is important because they are watching you, and they will make sure that you have the tools necessary to achieve higher levels. Okay, so this is an important step in your Advocare business. It is not one to be looked over lightly. It's one to really be focused in on so that you can get to the places that you want to be and achieve your goals. So what do you have to do to get to silver? Well, first of all, you must be an advisor. And if you're not there, guys, get there. I know you can work your way to advisor, and whoever got you on this webinar can teach you how to do that if you can't do an advisor order. But I personally recommend doing the full advisor order, and here's why. Full advisor order is $3,000 in retail volume of product. You're going to save 30% on that order. What that means is you have $900 of profit built into an advisor order. Okay, so here's what's going to happen is you place an advisor order. You get a bunch of boxes shipped to your house. You have 24-day challenges in there. You may have some additional product that you know people are going to use. You definitely have additional Spark in there and M&S to get out to the marketplace. So you're going to have a bigger level of commitment to get out there and start talking to people. Because I can promise you this, you have $3,000 worth of product sitting in front of your TV. You're going to be on the phone more than you are clicking the remote. All right, so not only that, not only do you have product to get your business started, because you have product to get out to the marketplace immediately, you're going to have success stories a lot faster. But you also have a guarantee. Advocare guarantees advisor orders for 12 months. If you're not satisfied in any way, or 6 months go by and it just isn't working for you, you can return any unused products for a full refund. Nowhere else can you get into a business like this that has such a high upside, no limits in what you can earn, for $79 to join, where you get $60 in product, you place a $3,000 order of products, you save $900 on that, so you can actually start earning income immediately. And the reality is, if you sell 12 24-day challenges with your advisor order, you've covered your investment. Everything above that is profit. So it makes sense. Tanya and I, we didn't have $2,100 to just kind of shell out there, but we did have a credit card that had enough room in there. It was a $3,000 limit. So, you know, we put that order on there. It was $2,200 and some change with tax and shipping, but it was worth it because in our first month we made a little over $800, and we have gone on now to where last month we earned $12,000, and we're on track to double that by the end of the year. That investment, that decision, I can't imagine not making it. You know, we're so happy that Matt reached out to us and sampled us some product, and I was able to look at the company and the opportunity, and I said yes. So I truly believe that our products, our people are better with products in their body. I truly believe that our opportunity is unlike anything out there, and it's such a small investment for such a high upside. Hey, so get to advisor. If you're not there, just do it. Take a leap of faith. And whoever invited you to this webinar, and even ourselves, if you're on our team and maybe your upline really isn't quite working the business like you would like to, reach out to us. This is what we do. We want to help you, and we will help you sell that advisor order in your first month. Okay, we want to get you excited about this. We want to get you the success and help you reach your goals as soon as possible. Okay, the other qualification to get to silver is you must have at least one advisor on your team. So once you become an advisor, you help other people get to that level as well. And then you must have a minimum of $1,000 in PGV for the pay period. Now, PGV is personal group volume. Personal volume is your own personal purchases. So if you buy, you know, a 24-day challenge for you and your significant other, somebody goes to your website, because it can be retail orders. Somebody goes to your website, places an order for a challenge or whatever products, that volume counts. And then any distributors who enroll with you that are not in qualification for advisor. Okay, so as long as that person is not currently an advisor or working their way to advisor, that's personal volume. Now, when somebody is working their way to advisor and they have that $500 order in, that moves over to group volume. So that's where the G comes in. So if you have a friend who decides, hey, I'm going to start sharing these products, I want to join, pay their $79, they're now a distributor. They have $1,000 in volume just from sharing product and maybe some of their own personal purchases. That goes into your group volume. You're still getting paid for it, just Advocare shifts it from personal volume to group. So the combination of your personal volume and your group volume is your PGV. Okay, so you can see how easy it is to reach that $1,000 minimum when you're, using product yourself. You're having people go to your website, place orders. and you have a few distributors who are ordering consistently as well. Okay, $1,000 in PGV is not hard if you're out there sharing product and talking to people. Okay, so there's the baseline. Now, once you have all that, to get to the silver leadership level, you must accumulate $3,000 in total retail volume through your advisors. Okay, so that is an advisor, and however many customers they have, distributors they have, as long as there's $3,000 in volume coming through that advisor, that is going to help you get to silver leadership. Okay, so it doesn't have to be that one advisor, they personally purchase $3,000 in volume. It can be people going to their site placing orders. It can be distributors on their team. Okay, what this is going to do, it generates $105 in override for you. To achieve silver leadership, you must have at least $100 in override. Well, since you generated 105 through that advisor, you qualify for the silver leadership bonus. Okay, so this is it in a snapshot. But let me show you some examples of how it all can come together for you. So in this first example, you're going to reach the $3,000 in team volume from one advisor who just sponsored a new advisor. Okay, so if you look at the first bubble here, and try not to look at anything else at this point, okay? We're just right here. Okay, you're going to have your 1,000 in PGV. That's just, again, people going to your site, placing orders, some distributors that you have on your team. I'm not showing them on this example. You may have 10 distributors on your team. We're just going to focus on this one advisor. Okay, so this one advisor here, let's say they don't even place an order, all right? But they talk to their friend, and their friend is like, hey, I want to do this business. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a $3,000 retail order. What's going to happen is, since they saved 30% off this, so they saved $900, the other 10% is kicked back to your first advisor, so they're going to earn $300. Since there's $3,000 of retail here, just like we said, that earns you $105 in override, which means you're going to earn that silver leadership bonus. And by the way, when you have $1,000 in PGV here, it's going to be about a $400 earnings because you earn 40% when people go to your site and place orders, okay? But let's look at how this override is calculated. Override is calculated on business volume, and business volume is half of the retail value of any product sold. So then you just take the business volume and multiply it by 7%, because 7% is the override that you earn from business volume. Okay, so in this example here, your business volume is half of 3,000, because remember, this advisor placed a $3,000 retail order. We're just going to assume that this first advisor didn't place anything, okay? That's fine. So half of 3,000 is 1,500. You earn 7% in override. So now you have $105 that you've earned because of this $3,000 retail order. Okay, with your silver leadership, you earn an extra 3% of the business volume. So then you just take that 1,500, multiply it by 0.03, and you get an extra $45. Okay, so you're going to earn an additional $150 on top of your 400 that you used, and you had in your sales, any distributors that came to you. And of course, all of this can be more. This advisor could have placed a $1,000 order. So now you have 4,000 in retail. You can multiply, that by half, figure out what your override is. And that's how the levels increase. Okay, but we're just showing you a bare bones example. Now, so since you had 150 here and you had 400 here, that's $550 in a 2-week pay period. And that's how you'll see the average silver distributor earns at least $1,000 per month. Now, I know personally for Tanya and I, when we hit the silver leadership level, we had several distributors, we had a couple advisors on our team. So we really averaged between $1,500 and $2,000 a month. But everyone's different. So, this is what you have to hit. But let's look at another example here. In this example, you're going to reach that $3,000 mark with 3 advisors who just sponsored 2 distributors, and they place $500 orders. Maybe they just want to get to that 25% discount level, or it could be, a husband and a wife who are doing a challenge together and they order a little extra spark, maybe some of those add-ons. You know, I love Carbies, Catalyst, ThermoPlus. I always recommend those on top of the challenge just to maximize results. And let's be honest, while we all want to be perfect on the challenge, it doesn't always happen. So Carbies is good to have on hand just in case. Okay, so now we have 3 advisors here. You have your 1,000 in PGV like you should. And then you talk to a couple people and 2 of those couples say, hey, let's go ahead and get started. I want a 25% discount. And maybe these people are going to work their way to advisor. So they start off with that minimum $500 order, whatever it may be. You have 3 advisors. Each one of those have $1,000 in volume through distributors. So that equals $3,000 in retail. So just like we calculated before, your business volume is half of the $3,000. So your override is $105. You earn that silver leadership. So you earn that extra $45. Very simple. And the reality is, if you're intentional, like I talked about earlier, and you let people know how to get to higher discount levels, 9 out of 10 people will place a $500 order because they're going to save $125 on that order. So to enroll for $79 and then save $125, it's a no-brainer. You save money right away, right up front, and you get an additional $60 in product just for signing up for that $79 enrollment fee. Not a bad deal. So I truly believe that when you're talking to people, give them what they need. 24-day challenge is great, but we all know it goes beyond the 24-day challenge. So recommend a 90-day plan. So that's a 24-day challenge with a couple extra boxes of M&S, some meal replacement shakes, additional Spark, and maybe that ThermoPlus and Carbies as well, and some Catalyst. Okay, once you start bundling things like that, it holds people more accountable so that they're going to continue using the product. It's going to help them achieve faster results. And you've got the commitment there for 90 days. Okay, 24 days is great, but 90, they're really going to see some amazing results. So keep that in your mind when you're talking to somebody new about what they should do. Don't just settle with the 24-day challenge. If they've got 30 pounds to lose, it's probably not going to happen in 24 days. So here's what I recommend for you beyond the 24 days, and here's how you can save some money on this order. That's how the conversation should go. Let's look at this third example. So in this third example, you're going to get that $3,000 in volume from just 2 advisors who decide, hey, let's put together a group 24-day challenge. And they get 8 customers who want to do the challenge. Okay, so for math's sake, we're just going to assume the challenge is around $200. It's $190. We know that. And that's going to get you just above $1,500 in retail volume through each one of these advisors. Okay, so you just kind of multiply all that up. If we say it was $200, then that's $1,600 with this group challenge. And we do that twice, then you've got at least $3,000 in volume there. Again, we're going to assume you reach your 1,000 in PGV. So you've got over a $3,000 retail order just from 2 advisors who do a group 24-day challenge and get 8 people on board. You know, that's 4 couples. It's really not that hard. And if you're really trying to build a business and you don't think you can do this, you know, talk to your sponsor because they're going to help coach you on how all this works and what you can say to get people to do what is best for them. Okay. Also, obviously, you're going to benefit from it as well. So everything else remains the same here. You know, you have your business volume, $3,000. Half of that is $1,500. Your override's calculated on 7% of the business volume, so you earn that $105. And then since you earned over $100 in override, you get the bonus leadership, which is an extra $45. There are multiple ways that we can show you examples. I just wanted to show you 3 quick examples to get you thinking, because these are the ways that most people do it. Just keep in mind, you may have a lot more distributors, you know, coming off this graph here. You may have 5 advisors, okay, and they all do $600 in volume. Well, 5 times 600 is 3,000. So you've got your $3,000 in volume. So start thinking about, okay, who do I know? How many advisors do I currently have on my team? And how can I help them get this additional volume? Because here's the reality, guys. When you help your advisors do this, not only are you achieving silver leadership and you're earning more, your team is earning more. And this is going to duplicate through these people so that your teammates are now able to earn the leadership levels just like you are. It's all about duplicating this process. Don't make it harder than it needs to be. And don't feel bad talking to your advisors and saying, hey, we really need to put a group 24-day challenge together. I'm shooting for this silver leadership level. It's going to help me, but by the way, it's going to help you too. And you're going to learn how we can do this together to achieve success together. That's what this is. This is doing business together. You're in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. And we really want you to understand that. We're all here to help each other. Now let's talk about, you've probably heard people say, well, I'm in qualification for a pin, or hey, I pinned silver leadership. So in Advocare, the first pay period that you qualify for the silver leadership pin, we call that your in qualification. To actually earn the pin and have Advocare recognize you as a silver leader and send you the pin that you can actually wear, you have to do it 2 consecutive pay periods. Okay, so your first pay period, you do it during qualification. Your second pay period, you do it, you locked it in, you are now a silver leader in Advocare and you've earned that pin. Okay, so that's how that works, and that's the difference there. And let me just finish with this. If you want to achieve the silver leadership level, you've got to fill your pipeline with consistent activity. That's all Tanya and I have done. It's been consistent effort over time. Okay? It hasn't been doing everything consistently and perfectly every single day. It's just consistent activity. Okay? We've messed up a lot of times along the way. We've had relationships that, we ruined because, maybe we said the wrong things or we pushed somebody too hard. Okay, we've all done that. Okay, no leader will you ever see or talk to has said, I did everything perfect all the way through. That's just not possible. Okay, it's just consistent effort over time. So don't try and be perfect. Schedule time in your calendar to retail products and to recruit. For Tanya and I, when we started, there were times where we set aside, instead of sitting down and watching TV, we're like, here's some time that we're going to get on the phone. We're going to follow up with people. We're going to talk to them about the products and try and sell some product, get them on there. And maybe for those who have been using product and they're getting great results, let's talk to them about becoming a distributor or at least getting the discount and what they should continue on. But also, you want to make sure you allow for some lag time. Okay, the reality is it's all about planting seeds. You talk to somebody, you sample some product. The next day, they're not going to be calling you up being like, hey, I want to put an advisor order in. You may get that depending on, what their needs are or how you share it and what you show them. But for most people, it may take a couple weeks for them to say yes. Okay, so just allow for that lag time. If you're really shooting for silver, know that you have to plant some seeds now to reap the benefits later. And if you don't have your story packaged, highly recommend that. There's plenty of documents out there. You can Google how to package your story, Advocare, and you'll find how to do that. Okay, but it is very important because the last thing that you want to do is when you're talking to somebody and they say, hey, what's Advocare? And you're like, oh man, it's this awesome nutritional company. Drew Brees is national spokesperson, and we have Dr. Dudrick who came up with TPN back in the late 70s or early 70s. That he's pioneered nutrition in the IV, and you talk about informed choice and all these other things. You don't need to do that. For the person who is just asking what is Advocare, really what they're asking is, what did it do for you and what can it do for me? And that's what packaging your story is all about. So make sure you're sampling products as well. And when you sample a product, don't just say, hey, give me a call, let me know what you think. The idea is, hey, I'm going to call you tomorrow, just see, how you liked it and see if there's anything else that, I can help you with. Does that sound fair? Okay, of course, you're gonna be like, yeah, sure, I'll go ahead and take it, and here's my number, just give me a call tomorrow. Okay, that's how you fill your pipeline with consistent activity. But you also want to follow and duplicate the PALS process. Okay, PALS stands for Purpose, Advisor, List, and Success System. So when you're talking to your new distributors or your new customers, don't just talk at them. Okay, you want to ask questions. Why does somebody want to jump on the 24-day challenge? What is it about the 24-day challenge that attracted them? They're interested in the business. Why? You know, what needs can earning some extra income from Advocare provide you with? You know, maybe they're going through hard times, they're living paycheck to paycheck. These are things that you need to know so that you can best coach them and help them achieve the goals that they want. Okay, and help them get to advisor as quickly as possible. Let them know the benefits. You know, opening up all 5 ways of getting paid, satisfaction guarantee, having a product on hand so you can get it out into the marketplace, so you can get success stories, and you can get people excited. Build a list. Hey, who do you know? You know, that's why I start with the first circle. The first circle is you. So if I'm a brand new distributor, all right, I'm not trying to think, okay, I need to do a booth, I need to do an ad in a paper. No, I'm going to start with the people who I know first, the people who are in my inner circle that I know could benefit from the products, that I know can benefit from the business opportunity. So you start with that circle first, okay, and then use the success system. And that success system is 3-way calls, 2-on-1 meetings, and mixers. Your job as a new distributor, and even when you're at the silver, gold, and ruby leadership levels, you know, until you've achieved ruby and beyond, you definitely don't want to leave your sponsor. Okay, so having your sponsor there, when you talk to your new distributors, you share your story and they say, hey, you know what? Yeah, that sounds awesome. I'm definitely interested. I could use an extra $500 per month. Your transitional statement is this and nothing more. That is awesome. I would love to help you. So here's what we do next. We're going to get my buddy Matt on the phone. He's the one that's been helping me. He's going to also help you, and I just want to make the introduction. Does tomorrow at 2 o'clock work for you? Okay, set some times to do those 3-way calls or even do a in-person meeting. So that's a 2-on-1. Third-party credibility is so powerful because they're going to hear from somebody else who has a little more experience from you, but also they're going to be able to see that it's not just you. Okay, that other people are having success in this and that they can do it as well. And your sponsor is going to relate a few more maybe stories that you didn't know about to them. That is just going to make them have more belief in what's possible with Advocare. And then you want to set goals. You want to set goals for your specific pay periods. And if you don't know this, I hope you do. If you're on this webinar, if you want to achieve silver, you have to know your pay periods. They end on the 1st and 3rd Tuesday of each month. Map that out. I do. I look at it because there are some pay periods that are 3-weekers. And I know in those 3-week pay periods, I can get a lot done and I can achieve higher leadership levels. Okay, so you want to do that. I have a calendar on my desk. I'm looking at it right now. I have mixers that are on there and I have my pay periods marked. So make sure you know what your pay periods are. Make sure you have goals for each pay period. You know, that could be 1 new advisor and 5 new distributors, okay, and maybe 5 new customers. Set goals because that's going to keep you focused. You also want to use Success School to help you with goals. So by next Success School, I'm going to be at the silver leadership level. You know, for us, next Success School, we want to be at the emerald level. Okay, hopefully this pay period, fingers crossed, this is when we pin it. So we're very close to doing that, but we set those goals. You set the goal, it's a lot easier to achieve it. Okay, so it's extremely important to fill your pipeline with consistent activity, follow the PALS process, and duplicate that through your team, and set goals, and hold yourself to those goals. Let people know what your goals are, because that accountability is going to make you push it just a little bit harder. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Hope it shows you how to get to silver and how easy it can be. And remember, if you can get to silver leadership level, you can achieve any level in Advocare. It's all about consistent activity over time. You will get there. Just lock arms with your sponsor, let them know what you want out of this, and they will help you. So with that, I appreciate you taking the time to watch this webinar. Looking forward to seeing a lot more silver leaders out there and beyond. Talk to you soon.